Today's Frontier opening bell is the 24th day of January. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am boasting number 5. Just a quick run down through yesterday's trading day. The first trading day, the markets continue to move on. Then you got a Tuesday. Then you got a 0.12% on the Nigerian exchange just to kickstart the new week. 0.12%. Then you've got the BRVM down by 0.24%. The Egyptian stock market for the second trading day of the week, Sunday is the start of the week, by the way, 0.4%, roughly 0.5% on the EGX 30, and 1.31%, a very big jump with the Nairobi Securities Exchange, 125.67. God is groovy back, moving on the upside. Then the JSE, the largest exchange on the African continent, crossed the 80,000 level on the All-Share Index on Monday, and that is a historic high for the JSE. 80,128 financials, mining, and industrials helped lifted the JSE to that new psychological index reading. Congratulations to the market in South Africa, the JSE. Let's get a few headlines into the mix this day. The East African Business Council is looking at about $15 billion intra-Africa or intra-East Africa trade for the year 2023, while the Capital Market Authority, that's the SEC in Kenya, has extended the license for the Nairobi Coffee Exchange to continue until the end of April, while Diaspora remittances is now Kenya's main foreign exchange earner. Kenya currently runs through a very tight FX liquidity, and remittances, roughly 450 billion shillings coming from Kenyans in the diaspora, are coming in and help to stabilize the economy. In the meantime, Rwanda's President Paul Kagame is playing host to the IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva between today, the 24th, and on Thursday, the 26th. She will be in Rwanda, and we'll be talking to the president as well as his team in Kigali, looking at the recent deal of roughly $400 million that Rwanda got in a special facility from the International Monetary Fund. Let's check in with West Africa, which includes Nigeria. The Nigerian president yesterday commissioned the $1.5 billion Lekki deep sea port as part of his activities of a 2-day official visit to Lagos, which is Nigeria's economic and financial nerve center. Today, we're expecting at 11 o'clock in the morning, the Central Bank of Nigeria's monetary policy meeting to announce the decisions of its 2-day monetary policy meeting, which started on yesterday, Monday. It's the first curtain-raising rate-setting meeting for the Central Bank of Nigeria in the new year. The outlook is whether the Central Bank here will raise interest rates on that Godwin Emefiele just as Nigeria goes into election on the 25th of February, and what happens next. Ghana sold treasury bills, which was grossly underbought. That was last year by 20%, despite the high yield that's attached to the auction. And the first ever independent tax appeal tribunal has been inaugurated in Ghana by the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta. The idea is to help Ghana to get more revenue as the country's fiscal balance gets seriously wobbled. And Cameroon's Sanlam Assurance is offering savings and credit associations a lot of innovative products that will help them embrace insurance and reinsurance. And that's coming from Cameroon, part of the Central African region. French-speaking speaking that is. Let's touch with Southern Africa, where the Eskom crisis is likely going to continue. Eskom, the troubled utility itself, says its rolling blackouts will continue for at least 2 more years. President Cyril Ramaphosa is asking Eskom not to implement the latest tariff hike, which NERSA, the sector regulator, approved for the power company. All that in play right now. South Africa is looking for additional gigawatts of electricity to support the whatever Eskom can bring to the table. But the blackouts in South Africa is not over yet. Angola's central bank has cut interest rates further to 18%. On Thursday, the South African Reserve Bank will decide on interest rates, whether that will be 50 basis points or 25 basis points. Let's wait and see. And Shell's John Kawan says it's hit hydrocarbons in Namibia's Orange Basin. That's good news as far as Namibia's in Southern Africa prospecting strongly for hydrocarbons, oil and gas, including hydrogen within its region. And the IMF Managing Director Christina Georgieva was in Kampala, was in Zambia, Lusaka, on Monday to meet with President Ichilema. She's moving from there today to Rwanda in Kigali. Part of our week-long activities on the African continent. Let's touch base with North Africa. That's where it all started, with Russia bringing thousands of tons of wheat to Egypt and asking President Al-Sisi's administration to pay for those wheat, not in the US dollar, but in Russian ruble. It's part of an arrangement that Russia's central bank is trying to do with other economies around the world to sidestep Western sanctions for its aggressive military invasion of Ukraine, which started a year ago. That now the central bank of the authorities in Moscow is asking some countries to pay for this wheat, their wheat imports in rubles and not in the US dollar. In the meantime, the global petroleum price says Libya has the world's second cheapest price of petrol, $0.03 per liter. And Italian Prime Minister Meloni wants a stronger energy ties with Algeria, while Morocco's industrial giant DOCP group is to supply India with about 1.7 million tons of fertilizer. And Russia is looking at a weak rubles exchange with Egypt, and that I just talked about earlier. But that's just about the big stories around the continent right now. Let's get on to today's trading day. I hope you have a profitable one. Bye for now, everyone. I'll see you next time.